All right, what's up, everybody? Twin Mentality, episode 4. And as you guys can tell, Eli's just now coming to sit down because
two jobs now.
Somebody bailed on us today. Baby Alex, you are fired, dude. Well,
I think it's his birthday. So.
It's baby Alex's birthday.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to say happy birthday to him, do it down in the feed below. Leave a comment in the YouTube channel or something. Yeah, it's his birthday. So I guess we won't fire him today. We'll fire him tomorrow.
We'll give him a written warning. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is his birthday, so we let it slide.
Okay.
We let it slide. What's up, everybody? We ain't got nobody here today. This is weird.
Yeah,
this is weird.
Quiet.
It's too quiet. It's too quiet. But yeah, happy birthday, baby Alex.
Yeah, happy birthday, bro.
Officially, happy birthday. If anybody wants to buy baby Alex a gift, buy him some. What are those called?
He's a 23-year-old, so V-Bucks for Fortnite.
Yeah. He said, "Give me some of that Fortnite money." So
he said it was like Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. And he was scratching his arm when he said. So yeah, if anybody wishes out there in the world that doesn't know baby Alex, or if you do know baby Alex and you want to get him a gift, buy him some V-Bucks for Fortnite, and he will be the happiest person alive.
Yeah, for sure.
He's gonna be happy. He's gonna be happy. So Eli, last week we were talking about time travel.
Yeah, we went a little.
I think
a little too in.
Yeah, we might have massacred it a little bit.
Yeah, but still.
But it was
hopefully
funny.
It was entertaining.
We got good response from it. We got really good response from it. Like people really connected with it.
All two listeners were pretty.
Yes.
Gave us a lot of feedback.
Yes. Hey, for the first time, I actually had people texting me saying they were hooked on the podcast. That the podcast was really good. So
and then they get to it and they're like, "But they didn't get to anything.
We didn't solve anything. It's an unsolvable problem, guys." But anyways, so we're excited. Episode 4. We're not giving up. We're gonna keep going. I'm not giving up.
So let's start it.
Let's go. So we figured we'd keep it light topic today.
Yeah, give everybody's brain a little time.
Yeah.
To
we know what we say is like
gets...
what we normally say in this podcast is extremely heavy and pretty real. And I know it takes a while for your brain to digest it, like our brains.
So whether we're trying to give people time to simmer down, or we didn't have anything prepared for this week, but either way,
you will never know. You will never know. So we figured we would talk a little bit of a lighter subject, a little lighter topic, but. Before we talk about that, Eli, why don't we talk about how we ended up where we are today, talking about our trip coming up?
Yeah, we got a trip for a wedding for a cousin.
Okay, so by the time this podcast airs, it still won't be his wedding.
It's going to be the day before we leave.
Yeah, we're going to Mexico, but our wives, essentially, like, they completely bailed on us.
It's still weird. I feel like...
It's too good to be true.
They
bailed.
Not want to go.
They completely bailed on us
because it went to the point that my wife didn't have a passport.
Yeah.
We couldn't get a permit for the truck.
Yeah,
but I think she planned it.
So check this out: if you've never been to Mexico, or if you've never actually taken a car to Mexico, if you want to take the car past, I think it's like 25 miles inland of Mexico, you got to get a permit for your car because the Mexican government is afraid that you're going to keep the car down there and sell it. Which to me is kind of like, dude, like, why would I want to keep my car?
I don't know. People do that.
I guess people would do that. But anyways, you gotta go through all this process of getting a permit for your car.
And we're doing it a week before we leave.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. That is my fault because I figured we could just go get it, and it's not that easy. Long story short, our wives were gonna go with us.
Well, my wife can't go. I mean, she had an excuse.
Yeah, so
your wife has an excuse too, but I feel like she piggybacked on my wife.
She was not into it. She was not into it. So, my wife is very busy doing some stuff at our church, and so she's planning to like use that as an excuse to not go on the trip. But then again, if you think about it,
we kind of.
I mean, like, we didn't
plan it.
We didn't fight it either, you know?
But it's, how many, what is it, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Thursday, Friday,
Monday.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
With no kids.
With no kids.
No wives. I
In
mean, I love my
Mexico.
kids.
Eating good food.
I feel like I have to say that. I love my kids.
I love my I'm going to say in this podcast 20 times, I love my kids. I love my kids. So anyways, we were going on a trip to Mexico with our wives. They completely bailed on us. We can't take the big car, so we don't all fit anymore. So the thing is like, you know, Abby will stay here. And then my wife, Christy, will stay here. And it'll be just me and Eli.
Road trip.
Road trip it up. You know what I mean? We're thinking like, what are we going to... Funny thing is, because we were thinking about like, what are we going to bring back from Mexico? We're like, why, let's bring back a
now
grill.
we can bring back a bunch.
We're thinking about bringing back a grill. And what else? Like
Chivo.
The Chivo. And we are bringing back a dog.
I'm bringing back a dog.
Yeah, he's
from
bringing
Mexico.
back... Tell us about your dog, Eli.
Well, I mean, I sold my cousin an Xbox.
2 years ago.
Me 2 years ago. I gave him half. He gave me half the money, and then he was supposed to give me the other half. And
like
then his
dirtiest
dog,
deal.
Yeah, he has 2 beagles, and they had puppies. So I'm like, just give me one of the puppies.
They are full bred beagles.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really nice beagles.
Yeah,
I mean, they're legit.
Yeah. So I mean, reason number 1, I'm going to pick up my dog. Reason number 2 to go to Mexico, the wedding.
We're going to the wedding. And then reason number 3, I guess, for the food and maybe...
Yeah, food.
Oh, our wives are going to be pissed when we come back with something we're not supposed to come back
That's
with.
one of the main things. My wife wanted to go to Mexico for the food.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
We will post pictures and make them extremely jealous.
Oh, yeah.
Tacos and everything. Because now, like, we can go anywhere.
Because it's a big difference, food over there and food over here.
Dude, you don't
like, even meat-wise, you could taste the difference.
Yeah.
So, there's pretty much...
Funny story, we went to Mexico a couple years ago when my wife was still pregnant with one of our kids, and she was like what, like 8 months, or no, like 7, 8 months, something like that. She could still travel, she could still get around, and so we went into the meat market to buy meat because we were gonna cook out there, because that's what you do, like you cook out. And so we walk in and you could smell the meat because nothing's frozen. Like, it's really not frozen. So you could smell like...
It's like they killed it that same morning.
Yeah, like it just came in the truck. Like, so, like you could smell the meat. Like, she ran out of there because she was about to puke all over the place. But I love it.
Smell.
I love the smell. Yeah. It was really good. It was really good. So then that gets us to this point. The difference between, and again, shout out to Diego because Diego actually told us maybe this could be a good topic and this is a perfect way to connect things. How different ethnicities cook out.
No.
You go, question Eli. You go to your friend Billy's house and he says, Billy says, you know, let's
that
pretend.
Boy Billy.
Let's pretend you know a guy named Billy. And he says, hey, brother, I want to invite you because we're going to have, we're going to be swimming and we're going to cook out.
We're going to turn on the grill.
What kind of food do you expect if you're coming to Billy Williams's cookout?
Hot dogs, frozen burgers.
Hot dogs and frozen burgers from McDonald's. That's horrible. That's not a cookout.
I mean, even here, we live here, but we say we're going to have a cookout. We have carne asada, fajitas.
It just depends on if you're Mexican. Like, if you're Hispanic, you got to have carne asada.
We go all out. It's not just, get some buns, get hot dogs.
No. Okay, so then let's say you go to your friend Mo Derek Williams Jackson, and you go to his cookout. Mm-hmm. What do you expect?
Barbecue.
You show up and like, you're going to have to wait 8 hours for this brisket to be ready. Like, I'm hungry now.
Should have cooked it yesterday.
You should have started that thing yesterday. But let's say you go to, you show up to our house and you cook out or something. What
anytime we say, hey, let's cook out, I'm already thinking fajitas.
Fajitas, some kind of T-bone, some kind of like...
Grilled chicken,
like, you know, slow cook it. Some onions, like caramelized onions in there, some jalapenos in there, a really spicy hot sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Aguacate.
Salsa borracha.
Guacamole. Let's see, what else? What else do you expect?
Bean.
Ooh, yeah, charro beans.
Charros, yeah.
Charro beans are good. Rice. Flour tortillas.
Mm-hmm.
I go, well, what do you need a tortilla in a cookout? Well, that's how we roll.
But you know what? Now, like talking about cookouts, it just makes me remember when we were little in Mexico. I remember we used to show up. My grandpa was like, look, there's a little baby goat. Take care of it.
Okay.
So we're taking care of this baby goat, feeding it with a
Christmas,
bottle.
right? Christmas or New Year's.
So we're like, maybe this is our present.
This
We're
is our-
feeding the
this
baby
is
because
my
we used to
present.
have
It's my
chickens,
little friend.
ducks, pretty much any kind of animal. And we're feeding it, and then the next day, Christmas Eve, we're eating really good with cabrito.
Yeah.
And you're eating, and then we're like, well, I'm going to go feed the
Let me-
chivito. And then he's not there anymore.
He's not there anymore.
So as a kid, you're like, what happened to the chivito?
The mental, like, effects of that.
And they told you you're eating it. You're like,
You eat how? But why? Okay, remember that one time, like, they were gonna cook out for somebody's wedding, and they actually, like, I think it was Dad that bought like a cow.
they had to drag it through the inside of the house because we didn't have any outside.
Yeah.
So they're dragging this. How much the cow?
I don't know. That cow was huge.
through the hallway in the middle of the house.
Yeah, to
You just
slaughter
hear,
it.
in the like 7 in the morning, everybody's still asleep, and you just hear the cow like mooing, like everything.
Yeah.
And then you just hung it up from the corner of the house and just start
Like, let me pause
taking
here.
it apart.
Every single person who has never witnessed like butchering is probably going like, "What in the world?" But you gotta understand, like, for us, this is very normal. Like, every Christmas, every New Year's,
We're like a big meat family.
yeah,
Meat and Coke. That's all.
yeah. Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Not Coke.
Coca-Cola, dude. Like,
Yeah,
we be doing.
no, some people
we do a lot of Coke in
going
our
to be Coke.
So but that's a normal thing for us to like.
Yeah.
to
Grandpa
like
used to have us
butcher
clean the
an
intestines so
animal.
we can make the chicharrones
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So
because you can get like 5 different meals out of it. Like, you know, you get the meal for the day of, and then you use the intestines for chicharrones, and then you
make
use
tamales out of
Yeah.
everything. So
you can do it. And then remember we used to fight for the hide because there was a guy down at the corner that you would sell the hide to. Like, he
Oh,
wouldn't give you no
yeah.
money, but like you'd still go
you just
sell
wanted
it.
to
Just
feel
wanted
like
the
you're
money.
trading
Just wanted the
something.
money. And it'd be like, well, just keep as clean as it is, like really clean. And he would lie to us. He'd be like, well, it's not clean enough, so I can only give you this. And I'm like, dude, you lying.
And as a kid, you're like, okay,
I'm 10
Yeah,
years old. Dude.
okay.
You lying.
I'll give you 10 pesos. You're like, okay.
Now the really cool thing is that they would make a hole. Remember,
Yeah.
like they would dig out a hole and they would start like heating up the hole.
Oh, that's what our tío Jaime, he'd be like, every time he wanted us to do something,
Yeah,
those manual labor, he would try to make it like, I got a mission for y'all.
I got to
make it sound
have
cool.
an activity for you.
And then he gives us the shovels and like make a hole.
Make a hole. Just dig as far as you can.
And we're all excited digging a hole. And
God, our childhood, man, like for reals. But, anyways, big difference in how people cook out.
oh yeah,
You can go to a place and get a hot dog and a burger, or you can go to another place and get like brisket and ribs, which I mean they're all good. Like every now and then you crave it, but a cookout, I
your
think
first thought is like, we're cooking out.
I want like a piece of steak, a piece of like T-bone, a piece of like fajita, and like a bunch of sides, some pico de gallo, a hot sauce, tortillas, rice, charro beans.
Yeah, that's why Mexicans die when they're
You
like
name
65.
it. Yeah, that's why we don't have a long lifespan. But so, anyways, I'm getting my stomach ready for this trip.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting ready.
I would say fast, but no, it's not my style.
We're getting ready, like, because you can get sick.
Oh yeah, if you try too
If
much
you-
too fast.
If you go too
yeah.
much too fast, you gotta like ease into it, like, because the food there is different. You gotta think about it. Like, they prepare it completely different. Like the fat they use is different, and but it tastes good.
But at one point, I feel like we're gonna come back with too much stuff.
Oh
Like, we're already talking about coming back with a grill,
yeah,
a thing to make tacos.
yeah.
So it's
Now grills over there are super cheap though. That's
yeah.
why.
I mean, they're not cheap, but what you get,
It's craftsmanship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like handmade. It's good stuff. There's this place where we go and eat. It's like a small little village that all it is like really like that's how they sustain themselves. Like they just cook for you, and they make gorditas, but they make them like with like there's no gas over there. Like it's like straight up like
it's
firewood,
weird.
mesquite.
And I never thought about it when we were little, but the last time I went, a couple years back, you're on the side of the road, like an interstate
Yeah.
road, and there's just like little roofs,
Little shacks.
straw-made roofs,
Yeah.
and that's where you're eating.
Yeah. But it's really good.
And you're not worried about somebody coming and hit you with their car. You're just eating
Like,
your
it
gordita.
is ridiculously good. Like, because they're handmade. Like, think of a gordita. And if you don't know what a gordita is, Google it. You'll find it. But then you pick your sort of your topping. You can get chicharrón, which is pork grinds, right? Pork grinds. You can get, what else?
Everything, queso, nopal,
Whatever,
everything.
whatever you want. You can,
Pretty much anything you can imagine.
yeah, but it's delicious. That's one place.
So we're we're from Monclova, but we're
Monclova.
going to our cousin's wedding, which he lives in Saltillo, which is what, like an hour and a half, 2 hours
away from Monclova. So then let's say, if you want to pull the map out, let's say you're in Eagle Pass, which is still the United States side, kind of like a small deviation from San Antonio. You're in Eagle Pass. From Eagle Pass to Monclova, it's about an hour 45. I think right under 2, because it's not 2 hours. And then from Monclova to Saltillo, which is a little bit of a bigger metropolitan city, it's about another hour and a half.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be hitting up 2 cities, and we're gonna be. I mean, we're gonna be
but
eating,
they told Saltillo food is not that good.
from what I hear. But then the
That's-
Saltillo
I mean,
people
I've
are
never-
gonna like crucify.
I've been to Saltillo when I was like maybe 3. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
we haven't been to. Keep in mind, like we have not been to Saltillo in probably like 20 years.
Yeah, before we came over here.
20 years, dude, probably easy, if not more.
Yeah, so it's our cousin Iram's wedding.
We're trying to convince him not to do it.
It's supposed to be fancy.
It's supposed-
I told them we're gonna show up like the Dumb and Dumber with the suits,
We're thinking about actually
the
matching.
light blue and the twin.
We should do it. I kind of, I thought it was a crazy idea of doing it, but now you're selling it on me,
There's no
dude.
such thing as crazy ideas. Just don't think about it too much.
I think we should. Now we do plan. We have an idea. We don't know if it's gonna pan out, but we have an idea of recording some stuff while we're down there.
While we're
Or
driving,
on the
record
way.
something. If it's not, of course, the guy not driving is going to do the
Safety
recording.
first, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited about the food. The food is the main thing.
Oh yeah.
We get to go see some stuff down
family.
there, some family, get to hang out with them. We won't have the kids or the wives with us, so
You wake up whenever you want. You can
dude,
sleep whenever you want.
You can sit down and have a good meal without.
The sad thing is, I'm sure we're gonna miss it after.
Yeah.
Like a day or two.
we're gonna want to come right back.
Not
I
the
think.
first day. Maybe the second.
Give it 48 hours before I start missing you. Ignore this. Wives,
Cut it out,
ignore
cut
this.
it
But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I haven't been there since 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, and I think I went back last year, but we just went to Monclova for a little bit. But it's fun. Like, it really is fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, and the food is really good. So, if you go to your friend Billy's house, make sure you tell them this is not
This is not a cookout.
this is not a cookout. This is not a. And I'll tell you what, I went to a cookout last night in East Texas. I was in Tyler. Man, I could. It was so good. Like, it was really good. Like, they had like this lemon chicken wings, and they had like jalapeno stuff with cheese wrapped in bacon. And then they had like fajita, and then they had like some kind of steak, and then they had some kind of like chicken that had been marinating in that sauce and the spiciest hot sauce, dude. That hot sauce was spicy.
We're just talking a lot about food this time.
Yeah, I was just getting ready.
Hey, so I had a thing. What is the weirdest story you remember from Monclova? Like, I don't even know if it was in Monclova, but remember that place where it was like La Zona del Silencio,
Yeah.
which is like a place where you couldn't hear anything.
See, because Mexico is infamous for like sort of scary stories, but at the same time, like random myths that you really can't prove,
Yeah.
that you will never be able to prove. You remember when we used to go to that one town where our uncle used to work at, and you could only get there by train, unless you went by car, but by car it took you like twice as long. And as you were pulling up into the city, because it was in the middle of the desert, you would see these lights like hit.
Oh yeah, like kind of look like meteors, but they
Yeah,
were
because they were
so
hitting, and then they would tell us, "Oh, those are aliens." But then come to find out, I think the place where he used to work at, the plant, they would like, I guess, work on steel, and that was like the residue, I guess, of the pillars, which is the dumbest thing in
and
the
I
world.
remember
Really.
any house you saw in Mexico that was abandoned, that was La Llorona's house.
Yeah, Mandatory.
Everywhere.
Mandatory. If the house was abandoned, or there was a lot there, there was some kind of ghost there. 24/7. That was funny. Remember the guy? I mean, this might not be like a scary story, but remember the guy that used to own the fruit store? And he was missing both hands. I mean, poor guy. But we never knew why he was missing both hands until like way later. Like my mom explained to us that she had actually gone to school with the guy. And him and his brother or brother-in-law or something like that, him and another guy found like an old bomb buried in their backyard. And they tried to dig it up and it blew up on them. And I think the other guy died and he lost his arms.
But that guy, I mean, it didn't even seem like he didn't have arms. I mean, other than you can't see him. But
yeah,
he
like,
still
I mean, he was
a bunch
like,
of stuff.
I mean, for those that are just listening, probably between the elbow and your actual hand.
Stubbed.
Yeah. And then he decided to open a fruit shop, which was weird.
Yeah, I mean, he still did it.
He made money, though.
Everybody went there. We had to walk just to go there.
Yeah. But that was weird. I mean, where do you think you would find a bomb buried in your backyard in that little town?
I don't know.
That makes no sense.
Because that would be back in the, 60s, 70s?
It had to have been like, I don't know.
Wow.
That's weird. That's very, very weird. Let's see. What's another story, Eli?
I don't know. I mean, other than stuff when we were in Mexico. I mean, I almost got ran over a couple of times when I was in Mexico.
Well, because you would play soccer in the street. Like, that was your field. There's no.
I mean, you had that one guy screaming, like, here comes the car.
Yeah.
If you didn't hear him,
you just keep playing. You go for the ball.
Yeah.
You give it all for the game. But, so, like, yeah, you would play in the street. And then when it rained, you'd go outside.
Yeah.
And now it rains and come inside, you're going to get wet. We'd be playing in the gutter. Yeah, no, we'd be playing. Like, because the sewage system's not very good. So then the streets flood pretty easily.
Oh, yeah. That used to be our pool when it used to
rain. No, we would swim in there. And then we would, I mean, you're talking about like a solid foot.
Yeah, maybe? You would come back inside just because you cut your foot on glass or something.
Yeah, probably.
That happened to me a couple of times.
Now, we did play. I remember one time we were messing around with the stuff that Grandpa had, and I was playing with some mercury when I was a kid. Like, I was playing with it in my hands.
I mean, there's so many stories. Remember our cousin Adiel? He got a firework to the ear.
Yeah.
I mean, we could buy fireworks when we were little.
Yeah.
Or like, what, 7, 8?
And we're talking like dangerous fireworks.
I used to walk with a box of matches in my pocket because that was just my thing, playing with fire.
Just to see what's up.
I mean, I burned a mattress when I was little.
Every culture, every ethnicity has its differences, but Mexico is like, well, because we're Mexican, it's special to us. But not only that, but like everybody that's Hispanic that's listening to this podcast, and even if you're not, you're like, what in the world are these guys talking about? Like, the food is different, the way we do things is completely different, but it all has like sort of like a weird point. And even though you may live in a different part of Mexico, like some way, somehow, like our stories connect. Like, it's funny, like it's weird. And we eat the same food, but it's just prepared differently. Like, I don't know. But I'm excited about the trip.
I mean, if anybody that listens to us, this is how we'll see how many listeners we have. If anybody has a weird story about their childhood, whether you're Mexican or anything,
yeah,
I mean, let us know. I mean, our email is twinmentalitypodcast@gmail.com.
Shoot us an email.
I mean, let us know. We can read them on the next podcast.
Yeah.
Anything weird that you did when you were little that if other people hear, they're like, man, how are you still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
But I'm pretty sure like other countries, like other people had it worse than we did. I think we were pretty sheltered, to be honest with you, even though we were pretty wild. Like, I still think we were able to do more things than a normal kid.
Oh, yeah. Even when we came from Mexico over here, we used to get out of school, ride our bikes, don't come back home till night.
Yeah, super late. Well, remember the times that, because in Mexico, there's these vans that take you places. We would hang on till we didn't have to pay the fare.
Yeah.
We would jump on the back of it and then just ride it a block and then jump out.
The funniest thing is you didn't calculate it. You jumped before it stopped and you just scraped your whole stomach on the floor.
It was bad. But yeah, it was pretty funny. So this podcast is really all about like, one, to sort of like talk about the different ways that people grill and the different ways that people eat. Mm-hmm. But then it's a little bit about scoring about our wives, how they're leaving us alone and they're not letting that come in with us. They're bailing on us. And about, we're excited to go.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see how it goes.
Should be good.
Yeah,
Should be good.
Hopefully we'll come back with more stories.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So that's it. You got anything to add, Eli?
No, it's just, I mean, we'll try to record while we're riding there.
I promise you, we will bring some kind of crazy story.
Yeah.
We definitely will. So, let's grub, Eli.
Let's go.
Let's go. Thank you guys for listening. Again, what's our email, Eli? If anybody has any stories from their, childhood that they want to share with us.
twinmentalitypodcast@gmail.com.
twinmentalitypodcast@gmail.com. Guys, remember you can listen to us on iTunes, on Spreaker, on Spotify. Somebody was asking us today if they had an Android where they could listen to the podcast. So download the Spotify app. You don't even have to.
Spotify would be the best option.
You don't even have to pay for anything. You just look up Twin Mentality.
Yeah. And if you have any ideas of something y'all want to hear our perspective of what to talk about, I mean, shoot us an email.
Shoot us the idea. That'd be awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a good one.
See ya.